Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of AVANT 3. I am your host, Renovate, as always, and we are on the FTOG.net server. And so yeah, guys, this is going to be episode number 2. I haven't recorded in like 10 days. So I think in episode number 1, we did a bunch of Tinker stuff, which was just the basics. And you guys didn't really need to see any of that basic stuff, right? You want to see some cool stuff, and I haven't done any of the cool stuff yet. I apologize. But in this episode, guys, we're going to do something. We're going to get some stuff accomplished. I've just been building. That's all I've been doing for almost 10 days straight is building. And I'll show it to you here in a second. But first, I just wanted to take a second to say that a good friend and player here on the server, Brink the Gamer, has decided he's going to take a little break from YouTubing. And I just want to say thanks, Brink, for allowing us to play with you and having a good time with you. And I hope whatever you decide to do outside of YouTube, it turns out great, man. So once again, thanks, man. I appreciate everything that you helped me out with. You're a real cool to play with. So yeah, guys, let's get to the episode. Not to cut that off or anything, but this is what I've been building. It's a cathedral. It's something. I have no idea. If you look on the map, it's huge. This is little me. That's that. It's really big, and it's taken me forever. Like I said, 10 days almost to build this thing. I also want to give a big thanks to Thor. He provided me with some of these. What are they called? Free runners right here. And they're real cheap to make, and I guess I could have made them a long time ago, but I'm a procrastinator. And I just didn't feel like making them, and he kept watching all my deaths. I've probably died more on this server than anybody else has, because at the top of my building up there, that's like Y level 140, and almost every time I tried to do that little detail right there, I fell off all the way down and died. So he got tired of seeing all my deaths, and I was jokingly talking about how many times I've died. And he came over and gave me these cool boots. So now, not only do these things prevent fall damage, but they have a block helper here. Kind of like what 1.10 came out with, or I think one of the mods. You can actually have that adjusted in your settings. You go to options, go to controls, and you can do the auto jump on and off. I have it off with the free runners. It's automatically on there. So this is our building. This is going to be our main building, I should say. I don't know what it is yet. There's going to be a whole level underneath here. There's going to be this level here. There's going to be a level up there. And then there's actually a level down there. And this is going to be our main cathedral. This is going to go all the way through to the other side of the island. And then over here will be another section. And then it's going to kind of go downhill there and go over towards that big thing. And we're going to do a big Game of Thrones elevator over there. If you guys are fans of Games of Thrones, it's the Night's Watch. We're going to build one of those up at the top. And we're going to put a really cool elevator over there. So here's our crops. I've been doing this canola plant. Let me change something real quick. I think it's this button. Nope. Is it this button? Yeah, that's it. Let's change our Wayla. I want to move this up to the center. I always look for it and I can never find it. It's because it's always down there. There we go. That's better. So I did this canola plant, and because Actually Additions, one of its power sources actually uses canola for power, and we might get into that. But I've been just doing a bunch of resource crops, and we got enough to do these iron crops and the coal crops. And so I've just been doing that on the side. We haven't made anything like the diamond or anything yet, and we'll probably get into that later on too. Link, the killer, brought me over some basalt and some marble. The marble you can chisel. The basalt you cannot. This is basalt from Environmental Tech. It's just black. But I kind of like the texture of it. It's kind of cool. It's kind of got like a black marble-ish looking random design in it. Let's go ahead and sleep real quick. All right, so that's enough sleeping. So this goes way up there. It's a little bit higher than what I was imagining it going to be, but that's okay. The cool thing about this, though, is this is going to be where we're going to do a lot of our work and our storage of all our stuff. And we're going to put a big R on the window up there. We're going to use this stained glass looking glass. We don't have that many options for glass in this 1.102. We don't have like, forged microblocks, so we can't do like glass panes or anything. Did you guys just see that plum? It just like flew off that tree. So we can't do like glass panes. So we can do these, but I can't cut them down with a saw or anything and get more quantity out of it. So we'll just have to use regular glass. I think I'll do that texture on the outside trim and then do like maybe a different color, like a stained glass in there, and then we'll do big stained glass R up there. And I put that big cross up there, but Thor said I should put a big T up there. So Thor, there's a T sort of. So that's our roof. We're going to have lots of cool beams and stuff in here and hanging chandeliers. It's going to be pretty sweet, guys. I'm going to work on it, and this is going to be probably one of my biggest builds I've done in all 4 seasons of FTOG. Probably the biggest build I've ever done, but it's coming along. So what are we going to do today? I think what I want to get done, we have a mining gauge set up, and I have no way of getting to it, and I have no way of getting back from it once we get there. So I thought that we would set up a way to get to it and get back from it. And we can do that with the addition of mod pack. Actually, this was already in the mod. This is RF tools. So let's go to RF tools. And what we need is a charge porter. And then we also need a matter transmitter, a matter receiver, and a dialing device. This requires 3 pearls. That requires 3 pearls. And then the dialing device requires no pearls. This requires 4 pearls. I didn't have any way of getting pearls whatsoever, and Thor brought me over a couple stacks of pearls. So we're going to be able to do this. Now the only problem though is that thing requires power. So we got to come up with a way of making power. So I thought that you and I would kind of look through and see what our options are for power. Now I know that there's a way of getting power. I thought there was through RF tools. Maybe there's not. I don't remember. Maybe there's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But there is. We added mechanism to the pack. So let's look at mechanism. And mechanism's got a couple ways of making power. It's got a couple different generators you can use. One of them is a coal generator, and I thought that it was, maybe it's down here in the other machines. I don't see it though. That's not it. Maybe it's on the next page. Yeah, here they are. So there's the standard stuff here. We want to get into, there's a pump, teleporter, purification chamber. That's not what I'm looking for. I guess we could just type in, well, they do have solar panels. There's the heat generator. So the heat generator uses lava. And there's the gas burning generator. And what does it says? Left shift and M for a description. Generate that harnesses the molecular varying gases to produce energy. And then there's the biogenerator. Now the biogenerator, I think, produces like 160 RF a tick, burns organic material of the world to produce energy. And I think you can use carrots for this, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know. There's biofuel right there, so it's anything in the crusher, and we can use saplings, seeds, pretty much anything. It looks like, yeah, that's what I used once before because it gave a good return of 4. Is there anything else that we could use that's 4? Wheat? We could do wheat. That would not be a problem. Now pumpkins would be good. That gives 6, so we might do pumpkins. Those take a while to grow though. We don't have any of this stuff readily available, I should say. So, and then there's watermelon. So it looks like pumpkins might be the best thing, or carrots. We'll just have to see. So we could do this and get some biofuel to make the biofuel generator. And this is going to require enriched alloy. And that's going to require a metallurgic infuser. So anything that we do inside mechanism is probably going to require osmium. So I'm just guessing, yes, it's going to require osmium. So we'd have to go to the mining age to get osmium because the overworld does not have the updated world gen. So we're probably not going to be able to make any of this stuff in mechanism. That's a bummer. Yeah, or unless we can find somebody to give us some stuff. So we might come, let's see if there's another way of making solar power. Let's look up at solar. Nope. Solar, there we go. So there are a couple of different solar panels. There's a solar panel from Actually Additions. Now I don't know how much actually solar power it's going to produce. There's the environmental text solar panel, tier 1. And it requires lapis, lots of gold. It looks like we're going to run into a problem. What is this? A resonating crystal from extra utilities. An ender shard. Ooh. 1 GP. What does that mean? Gets power during daylight hours. Must have clear line of sight of sky. Power reduced by rain. Huh. And then, of course, there's mechanism. And then piezo modifier. So I'm guessing that these are going to require fused quartz. How do you make fused quartz? What about just standard fused quartz? I wonder if there's a way. See, this is going to require nether quartz. So I'm kind of running out of ideas here. So this solar panel from extra utilities is about our only bet, our best bet. So I don't know. Unless we just do a coal farm. I mean, we could do coal. We could just do a tree farm and plant coal. So what do we want to do up here? All right. So I know from one of the mods in here that there is a planter. And there's a couple different tiers. There's the wooden planter, the stone planter. Can plant and harvest all types of crops. Machine must be placed 1 block below the ground. And this is from Progressive Automation. Now let's see if there's a book from Progressive. And it doesn't look like there's a book. This is a cobble gen upgrade. We don't need to do any cobble generation. But it'd be nice if there was a book. And so let's look in our options under our controls. And let's go down here and see if there's any Progressive Automation. Because sometimes these mod packs have a default button where you can click it and it will open up. It doesn't look like there is one. Okay, so there's not one. I think C opens up Psi. That's interesting. So let's do this. Let's go back and look, and this is that's a wooden generator. We want the wooden, not the miner. We want the planter. Yep, that's what we want right there. So that's a real simple recipe. The stone planter is a little bit more, and I'm guessing that the stone planter might plant a larger radius, is what I'm gathering. In the wooden killer, we don't need any killing machines. There's an animal farmer, and there's the crafter. We don't need a crafter. What's the wooden generator do, though? This has an RF engine. Add to the fuel slot to power machine with RF. Interesting. All right, so let's look at the recipe for this. So this is going to be a wooden planter. So let's go ahead and get the stuff to make that. So we're going to have to make, before we can do that, we're going to have to make a way of getting pipes. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and look up Ender.io. Let's do that again. And let's look at a Stirling generator. So let's make this first. So we have stone, and I don't remember if it's in my bag. Yes, it is. There it is. So let's make some bricks. All right. And then we need 2 gears. Let's see if I got some other wood in here that I can just waste, or some sticks. I don't see any in that one. And I don't see any in that one. Oh, there are some sticks. Good. All right, and let's get this for our stuff. Okay, so let's get our crafting stick out and let's start making some of this stuff. So we need to make that. So I need a piece of iron. So let's get out of iron. That's not good. Did this smelt? Ooh, we got lots of gold. That's good. That's real good. All right, so, but I need to go get some more iron. So we got that. Let's get our redstone out. No, we got redstone around here somewhere. I just thought, yeah, I got it in my bag. And let's see here. Let's do this. And can we make, oh, I need wood. I thought I just got some wood. Is that all we got? It's spruce. Let's put the dark oak in there, because I want to keep that. Let's get some wood. All right, so the cool thing about this crafting stick, and it might just be the mod itself, or the 1.10, if you click on this, it's going to show you, like, this is if you would to shift click this and it would automatically make it. If you hold your mouse over it, see how it shows up in red? That means I'm missing those items. So that just is a really cool thing. It allows you to go ahead and make sure you have all the items in your supply first, and then we can make those. So that's really kind of cool. I like that. All right, so we got that. Now we need to make that. We can make one of those. Cool. That's hilarious because I've made a bunch of those. All right, so let's do that and then make one of those. Okay, so we got our first machine made. Ta-da! This should be a good game, retro. That's funny. So we're gonna go up here. I want to keep everything out of the way because if I don't want to get it in my area. And I wonder if, do we have a crescent wrench? Or any type of wrench? What's the best type of wrench? What is this called? This is just a wrench. Crescent wrench. Iron and sticks. Alright, can I just make that? Oh, I need to get my crafting thing out first. There we go. Can we just make that? Now I'm just wondering if I didn't waste it. Can I shift click that? No, so that doesn't pop it out, so that's not fun. Let's go back to Ender.io, and I know Ender has a wrench. It's called the Yutta wrench, and that uses electrical steel. That's not fun at all. All right, so we'll just have to break that. Hopefully, when we break it, nothing bad happens. This is going to use wood to burn, so we're going to go ahead and do this and let it start building up some RF. All right, the next thing we need to make is an alloy smelter, I'm guessing, and that's going to require a lot of iron. Crap. Okay, so let me go down, and I don't think, how much iron do we have? We have no iron in here at all. How much iron's in there? None. Okay, let me go down and mine real quick. I'll get some iron. There's 4 pieces. That's not even close to being enough. And I will smelt it up, and we'll get moving. Okay, be right back. All right, so I think we might have enough to do this. I'm trying to make this thing right here. It needs some nuggets, which we have 1 bar of gold, but we got some more gold when we went down there to mine, and then needs to make one of those. I'm gonna make one of those. Probably gonna have to make some more of those here in a little bit. So that's gonna give us this, and then we need to make these. So we need to make 3 of those. All right, and then I think we have everything. All right, sweet, we got it. All right, cool. So we got that. So let's pick this up here, and let's put this machine. Whoa, get back. All right. Might be wondering why I made a stone pickaxe. Well, it's because all my other stuff broke. So let's go back over here, and now we need to make some binder from Ender.io. So I need to look at what the recipe was. It's been a while since I've done this. Okay, here's something I want to do. Instead of using stuff that needs power, let's look at something. Do we have an empty chest? That's not really that empty. That one's completely empty. That one looks good. Let's dump all this in there. Excuse my phone. And we'll keep that stuff with us. We'll keep that and that. And I actually want to take, let's see, let's take that and that and that. So did I just throw that on the ground? I did. Pick that up. All right, there we go. So let's make that, make that. Let's just make a bunch of that. Let's throw that into our, I guess we could do the alloy smelter. And I'll just put some more wood in there. Let's come over here. And it's already used up everything. Are you kidding me? And it only filled up that much? That's a bummer. Okay. So let me show you what I was doing while I was playing around. You know, we had all these seeds over here. Or not seeds, but resource crops. And these things were all done. And I went and picked a bunch of them. And I noticed that Extra Utilities still has the watering can. And as you can see, it's got a durability, but the durability goes down. See how it's going down, and I'm not even using it? So you got to use the watering can, and it does work on the resource crops. So I went and planted some diamond crops so that we could get some more diamonds, and they grow pretty quickly actually. This works out really well, and hopefully we can get some more crops going and utilize this mod. I think it's going to be a pretty cool thing to mess with, especially if we can get it at a mass scale and do it. Am I all out already? Yes, we are all out. Okay, so, but yeah, I was thinking that maybe in the future, not just now, but in the future, maybe we could do this bottom area down here. If we look on our map, maybe eventually when this all gets filled in with grass, we could do like individual greenhouses, and yeah, that might be something cool. Might be, I don't know what I'm going to do down there. But we are going to get into the canola plant though, because the canola plant is a plant that we can use to actually create a pretty inefficient source of power for RF. But if you want to fill up your watering can, you just kind of right click and hold down your right click, and you can see that the durability button is getting filled up on the watering can. And then as soon as you start watering, the durability starts to go down. So I want to see how many, there we go, that's cool. I wanted to see how many seeds I can get out of just these 3 diamond plants. So we got back 4, so I got 1 in return. That's a cool return. I could take that. So if we could get enough, we could actually start making some diamonds. And I already did it a couple times, so we got 6. And I think you need, what is it? Let me check. I think you need 8. I think we talked about this earlier, but we'll check. What's it take to make diamond essence? So it takes 8 of them to make a diamond. And if you did that, you can make a diamond ore. Okay, well, that's cool. All right, so we'll just play around with that. We got plenty of seeds. You can see I got a bunch of the powerful ones. We got a couple more ultimates. Got tons of resource sprouts, though, so we can make some cool stuff. All right, let me show you what I did. Enough talking. I went in and set this all up. And here's what we got. So you put the wooden chopper here on the top. I had it a block down, like a normal planter would be, like the MFR ones. And then I had it even, and then it still didn't work. And then I realized it's got to be, the chopper at least has to be on the same Y level as the tree saplings. It's not like the seed planter. It's the tree saplings going to be on the same one because it's got to chop them. So, and it works out pretty well. So I left this little gap in between because the trees tend to grow a little bit better when they're in this line. And so the trees grow and they get chopped down. I went ahead and changed out our Stirling generator for a coal generator. And the charcoal goes in here, keeps this thing pretty good. This actually produces 60 RF per tick versus the Ender.io Stirling generator that only produces 20 RF per tick. So we are getting more RF than what we're using. So I need to create like a capacitor bank, and we'll do that here in a minute. But this thing is just bringing in the wood from underneath. I'll show you how that gets set up. But yeah, the coal generator from RF Tools, let's look at that real quick. I know we were discussing on what we were going to use for power, and this looked like to be the most efficient way, at least. Machine infuser, where is it at? What does it look like? Well, let's just do this. Let's just do coal. There, that's the easiest way to do it. Coal generator, really simple recipe. Coal, some redstone torches, machine frames, nothing. Easy peasy. Okay, so underneath, it's a little bit more confusing. Okay, so what I got here is basic drawers. These things are a joy. And then we have down here a basic drawer for the charcoal. And I had this, the drawers show up with whatever wood you created out of. So let me explain the process here. So what we're going to do, what we are doing, is we are taking everything that comes from the trees is coming down into the green. So you see green, green, and then there's green here. So everything goes into here. We are keeping all the apples because it doesn't really produce that many apples. It's not a big deal. We are putting the wood in here, and we are putting the saplings in here, okay? The saplings then get taken out right there on the blue channel. Blue channel goes back up and into here. So the saplings are getting put back into the wood chopper, and then the wood here is getting brought out on the brown channel, and it is coming up and it's going into two different directions. The first direction, it's going into the alloy smelter. So every time a piece of wood gets chopped, at least one of two pieces. So one just went in there. It doesn't really show it going in there, and then a piece of coal comes out. So it's burning the coal. The coal is coming out on the black channel. It's hard to see up there, but that's black. You can kind of see it on that one. I should have used like white. But it's coming out the black channel, and it's going into this black channel, which is here, or it's going to come back down into here. It's the overflow goes into here, okay? The wood also will go into these things. Now, why do we need these? Now, these are just called cloud workbenches from Terraquas. And these things are a real simple crafting thing. There's different types of crafters in here. We could have made the crafting tiers from RF Tools. There's 3 tiers of it. That's one way of doing it. There's this one, and then there's the crafter, which is right here, the craft bench. It's just stone and a crafting station, okay? And it doesn't require any power. So all you do is you fill in all this right here. You put in what material you want, and then you put in your recipe here. So 1 oak wood creates 4 planks. The extra gets put here. What's happening is the wood's going in here. The wood planks are getting pulled out on the purple. The purple's going in here. The purple is making this recipe. So you put the recipe here. 2 of these makes a stick. The sticks get pulled out on white, and the sticks get put into here. The sticks get put into this right here. So here's your recipe. Make sure you fill in all this with something. And then it's crafting up wood axes. Now these wood axes are getting pulled out on blue, and they get put back in here. So this thing here, when this wood axe durability gets put down to 0, it automatically breaks it, and then it pulls in 1 from here. So it only crafts a wood axe when it needs one. Now I also have coming out of the purple here, or the white here. Oh, I'm sorry, no, the purple. So this right here, that purple, is actually going in here too, because we also need wood planks here, okay? So, but what I'm thinking is I'm going to eventually get a log jam of these, because we've already got this filled up with 2 stacks, and this is already a stack. So we're going to start getting some, we might not get log jam on this, but we might get on the planks, so that might be a thing. So that's what's creating our power. So it's just a perpetual motion of power, and this thing's just burning, and it puts the coal in here. And as soon as this thing gets to 64, which I'm sure it's going to get there soon, because just from us being here, this only works when you're in the area, so it's got to be chunk loaded. It doesn't work while you're AFK, or not AFK, but off the game. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so we got that. So now we have power. So now what do we need to do? Well, we need to figure out a way to store that power. So there's a couple of items in the game that we can use to store power. And let's sleep real quick, because I don't know who. Oh, there's a bunch of people on. So Dragon Fu, Link, Mistaken, Nimsun's on. He's fairly new to FTOG. He started with us in this season. Really cool guy. So make sure you go check out his videos. Actually, that's where I got the cloud crafters that I just showed you. I was watching his video and saw that he used it, and so I thought I would use it too, because I don't have very many resources. I'm so far behind from everybody else, it's not even funny. But that's because I've been spending most of my time building this gigantic monstrosity, which is going to still take most of my time. So, and let's see. This grass is amazing. Let's see. Uh-oh, we got saplings falling all over the place. That's not good. Let's come over here. And if this thing's producing power and kicking over here, let's see if we can just put this on the top, and that's going to fill up. And the RF right there you're seeing is 1,000 RF per tick. That's just the transfer rate between these two. So that's the maximum input. So it's going to pull in as much as it can. But that's going to fill up, and this is going to go down really fast. And so this is going to start burning. So hopefully it does not take we're eventually going to see right here what our difference is going to be. So 20 RF a tick. So this right here, I'm guessing it takes 20 RF, and this one takes 20 RF because this one produces 60. So every once in a while, it's going to kick back to just this one, because if this one isn't running, this is going to get all the RF. So that's pretty cool. So that's going to keep powering that up. So we're already up over almost 500,000 RF, and that's pretty cool. So what do we want to do now? Well, now's going to be the fun thing. I've been waiting to do this for a week. So I need to get to the mining age. We'll probably do some type of a miner or something in the next episode, but the first thing we need to do is get there, right? So let's go back into RF tools. And we need to make a couple machines. The first thing that we need to make is a matter transmitter, a matter receiver. We need to make a dialing device, and we need to make this thing right here called the charged porter. Okay, so let's go ahead and make that. And I think we have everything. So let's go ahead and get our crafting thing out. Let's make this. Make one of those, put these back, and then let's do this. Okay, so there's the first thing we got. Awesome. I can't tell you how happy I am to have that. So let's make this. So I need to get my lapis out. Where did we put our lapis? There's our lapis right there. And let's make, we're going to need to make 2 of these. One, and we need some more golds. Let's go over here. And I have a couple golds there. We can turn those into nuggets. All right, cool. And then let's make this again. And we need to make, I think we need to make 3 of these actually. So let's make 3 of those. All right, so let's make this. So there's that. Now let's make this, which is basically the same recipe, just upside down. And then the dialing device. That we're going to need to make these. Do I have any sticks? I do have, it's not letting me, inventory too full. What's too full? I don't have any sticks to begin with, so that's not an inventory problem. So let's get some of that. Oh, I have them. I do have them. They're right here. So why would it not let me make that dialing device? Oh, there it is right there. Cool. All right. So I think our issue, though, is going to be, I think the dialing device is the only thing that requires RF. And we'll just put our machines right here. We'll take these back off. Let's pop this back off. That, and that. All right. And we'll just run it down the back like this. All right. And then we'll put these grass blocks back like that. And then we need the dialing device like that. Or that's the transmitter, and then the dialing device goes right here. Cool. All right. So that is going to power up. These are all the people's bases. So now I have a base, right? This is our matter receiver. We need to name this. Use this to name identifying this receiver in the dialer. So this is going to be known as Ren's Place. All right, public. I can't remember how to spell either, so let's do that. All right, it's public. So now it should say Ren's Place. Okay, cool. So, and then this, I don't know how we charged this. So we're going to need to find a way to, I guess we could stick it in here. Will this charge that? Put it in there. Yes, it is charging. All right, cool. So now we can get to the mining age, and I'm guessing it's going to be one of these things on here. Mining dimension. There it is. Good. All right, so we're going to actually try to get to that place. This is filled up. This is filled up. And this is filled up. And this is filled up. Okay, so this says in the GUI, or let's go into our inventory. This says no target set. Sneak right click on the receiver to set it. So this is the receiver. We're sneaking and we're going to right click. Ready? We just did. So that charged the porter target to set to 24. So this is my place. Now if I want to go somewhere, we're going to set the dialer from Ren's Place to the mining dimension. Okay? And we're going to dial it. And then we're going to step on this. And this should take us to the mining age. Boom, there we are. Good. All right, so this is the mining age. It's got a solar panel that keeps it all up and running, and a coal generator, which is cool. I don't know where the coal's coming from, though. And this is the mining age. There's a boat, and if I press on J, we can't see anything, but I'm sure that people are near here. And we're going to have to go find a place for us to call our mining age. And then we can actually make probably one of these to put there and just keep it charged. And then we can, or we can just make a path somewhere. I don't know, but we'll figure that out. So to get back home, it's nice that that someone set this up. So if I needed to get back home and I didn't have this, we could just put some coal in here and power this thing up and it'd work. Otherwise, we can just use this, click on it, and it's going to take us right back to our house. Bam. Just like that. Cool, huh? So that's how that works. So that thing's always going to be on. It's always going to be charged. That's there. And that's all good. And we are still filling up with power. This is still working. And it's probably going to take a little bit of time, though. I think it's... Oh, man. We got a tree that's too big. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Alright, so what we might do, and I might do this in between episodes, is create another generator, and we'll just put some coal in it as we're making coal, or as I go mine it, and just stick it in here. So this thing, I'd really like to have this filled up so that all the power is just staying into this. That might be an option. So I might do that next episode or between episodes. But I think next episode, guys, we're going to get into a little bit more as far as the mining and getting some supplies. And I'd really like to start getting into mechanism. And hopefully by that time, we'll have some of this building done. So, oh, man, I am so tired. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'll make sure that I subscribe back to you. It doesn't matter if you have a video or not. I will subscribe back to you. And I'll make sure you check everybody's videos that also record on this server. Their descriptions are in, or their links are in the description below. And so, yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for me. I'll see you next time.